on us. It's the morning show on 94.9 WSJM.
Hello. Good morning. It's Monday. It's just past 7 today. Well, it's definitely going to feel like fall. It's a high of only 55 today with a small chance for some rain later on tonight. Some more clouds, cool, and getting close to the freezing mark. Low of 38. Yeah.
Brr. Did you get more leaves out on the ground?
A little bit,
Yeah,
but
we had a bunch.
the big tree that I have in my backyard is changing.
Okay.
So it'll come pretty soon. And the fact that it was windy over the weekend, yeah, those leaves are starting to drop. But luckily,
so
haven't had to rake
over the weekend.
Yeah.
Friday
and Saturday.
Yeah,
was just blustery.
Nice.
We do have a frost possible on Tuesday. And only a high of 58.
Okay.
So we're in the chilly weather, the chilly season.
Nice.
I had to turn the furnace on.
Did you?
Yeah.
Already?
Yeah.
Wow.
I was chilly over the weekend.
I don't think we dusted that off yet.
Yeah, I'm like, no, it's because the dog, he doesn't like it.
Oh, it was the
gets
dog.
cold.
Yeah, Plinko.
It was getting a little chilly in the house, and I was like, all right.
Just put a sweater on him.
Oh, I do.
Okay.
I double sweater in the winter. He even has a winter coat. It's adorable. Let's find out what's happening in the news this morning. WSJM News brought to you by our friends at Cornerstone Alliance. See gomichigan.com, Cornerstone Alliance.
WSJM News now. Team coverage from the WSJM Newsroom on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
In the WSJM Newsroom, I'm Ken Lundberg. Lawsuits filed on behalf of college students at Michigan's higher learning institutions say they didn't get what they paid for because of the pandemic, and now they want some of their money back. Lawsuits filed against 9 state universities claim students are entitled to a partial pandemic refund because their classes were moved from in-person to online to help stop the spread of the virus. Attorney David Fink represents the students.
We hope that the Supreme Court will appreciate the relationship between the students and their universities better than the Court of Appeals did. The Court of Appeals essentially said that because of a promissory note that the students signed, that the universities owed them nothing beyond allowing them to register. And that's just not right.
Fink says the students are taking their case to the Michigan Supreme Court after it was rejected by a court of appeals. He added the outcome of the case could impact more than 220,000 college students in Michigan. The Berrien Community Foundation is hitting the road. Program Director Susan Matheny says they're going to tour Berrien County this month to hold meetings with nonprofits and others.
We invite agencies like nonprofits or religious organizations doing community work or our government entities, anyone who's doing community work, to come out to one of the sessions to learn more about anything that might be new, to ask questions about our grant programming, just learn more about how they could access funding for their great projects.
Matheny says the meetings are always well attended. They're a great way to get information out about BCF opportunities to those who may have questions. There will be sessions in Berrien Springs, Niles, Coloma, New Buffalo, and Benton Harbor. We have the full schedule on our website, WSJM.com. Holtec International has submitted a filing with the Nuclear Regulatory Commission to formally begin the process of restarting the Palisades nuclear power plant in Van Buren County. Holtec's Patrick O'Brien tells us this gets the ball rolling on securing an NRC license for Palisades.
We today put in the licensing submittal that it is actually formally starts that process with the NRC. So provided them with the documents needed for their review to look what we would like to go forward and potentially restart a plant like has never happened in the country prior.
O'Brien says Holtec has held a series of meetings with the NRC in preparation for the license filing. The company is seeking a federal loan of about $1 billion. They've already secured $150 million from the state of Michigan for the project. O'Brien says if the loan is approved and if the NRC gets a license, Palisades could be operating again by late 2025. And the UAW strike is nearing a month, and the hardship is being felt by some workers on the picket line outside the Ford, Michigan assembly plant in Wayne. Striking UAW member Dottie Leonard says she's been working at Ford for 29 years in 3 different plants.
Tell my kids, nope, we can't do that, we can't do this, we're gonna not eat out, we have to save where we can save. I had to pull my youngest daughter out of dance because the monthly expense of that.
Leonard says in all her years working for Ford, this is her first strike. Michigan Assembly in Wayne happened to be one of the first Ford plants to walk out in September. Since then, a total of 25,000 UAW members have been on strike. In the WSJM newsroom, I'm Ken Lundberg.
Sports coming up here in just a little while. We'll find out what's happening around the nation and the world with ABC News.
The Israeli military says all fighting in the southern part of the country along the Gaza Strip has ceased, and as of now, all food, fuel, and electricity has been completely cut off from Gaza. The IDF also saying that an estimated 1,000 Hamas fighters took part in Saturday's sudden and deadly attack on Israel. More than 1,100 people have been killed, more than 100 Israelis still missing, many of them believed to have been taken hostage. ABC's James Longman is in Tel Aviv.
Israel is in a state of war. It's found it difficult to keep families updated, but they did appoint a coordinator for the missing, asking families to come forward with DNA to help try and identify the dead.
ABC's Matt Gutman also there.
This exposed a massive gap in Israel that it couldn't be at multiple places at once. It had sent a huge number of soldiers to the West Bank because violence had started to surge there, and it left its southern flank open. Now, what if something happens in northern Israel? So Israel needs help, and it's likely, and the U.S. has signaled that it's willing to help it.
I'm Sherry Preston, ABC News.
Your sports update on the morning show is brought to you by True Blue Financial. Independent, uncomplicated.
Good morning, everyone that's watching on our live stream on our Facebook page and our YouTube. Good morning to Teresa.
Hey, Teresa.
Big fan. Teresa joining us this morning along with other great people in Southwest Michigan. If you are joining us, feel free to comment with what you have going on today. If you're if you're watching from home, maybe you're already at work. We've been at work since, you get work like 4 o'clock in the morning or something.
4 a.m.
Like oof.
Yep.
Man, the news does not sleep.
The commute is great.
Yeah, because there's nobody on the
There's
road.
Nobody on the road. Nobody on the road. Yeah.
Not too bad of a drive this morning. A little bit of rain here and there. And I think we're going to kind of deal with that off and on for most of the day. Small chance for rain, but I mean, over the weekend, we got some pretty decent rain.
Yeah. I was trying to, my boys and I, my oldest was home from college for the fall break, which isn't really a break. It's just they get a couple extra days off.
Oh, okay. It's not like a week or anything.
No, it's not a week, and so I question why he spent the money to come home, but whatever, family, good stuff.
Family time is important.
Family time is important. So we had some good family time, and we tried to get out and do some stuff yesterday, but every time we started to get out of the car, rain.
Yep.
Raining again.
Yeah. Yeah. I learned. Yeah.
If you're driving through one of those big puddles and you got your back windows open, sometimes the water comes in.
Oh,
one of my boys was alerted me to that fact.
Oh, that's nice.
It was really funny.
Yeah, that rain, it was crazy where it was just like all of a sudden, boom, rain, then lasted all about 5 minutes and then done.
I saw a weather advisory for potential for hail. I didn't see
I saw hail yesterday.
You saw hail?
Yeah, I was trying to get video of it. But when I went outside, but it wasn't capturing. So I must need that new fancy iPhone that you have. I could have gotten every little particle of that hail.
Hail's fascinating to me.
Yeah.
Because the size of the hail depends on the strength of the wind, essentially.
Yeah. It's weird.
It's really cool.
Yeah. There was the hail was, I wouldn't say pea size. Okay. A little under that. Probably like lentil size.
Okay. So sleet maybe?
Well, it was enough to stick on my outside patio table. So it was weird.
Wow.
So anyways, we'll talk about some stuff here in just a little bit. Speaking of students, we're going to talk about the interesting thing about what college students are asking for in just a moment. Let's find out what's going on. Speaking of weather, let's find out what's going on with the weather.
All right. Mostly cloudy with scattered rain showers for the first part of the day, becoming partly sunny this afternoon. High temperatures only at 55 degrees. It's going to be breezy too. Tonight, the clouds will clear out, cool. We drop down into the upper 30s and low 40s. And then for tomorrow, we'll see a mix of the sun and clouds, high temperatures at 58. As we head into Wednesday, we're back to rain. I'm meteorologist Carrie Peugeot.
The Morning Show with Jonny and Ken on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
Good morning. You can be part of the show anytime. You can call 925-WSJM. You can email letstalk@WSJM.com. We're on our live stream right now on our Facebook page, our YouTube, and on X if you'd like to watch it from there, wherever you are at your house, at work, or, just about anywhere around the world. So it's pretty cool. Lots to talk about this morning. You had this in the news this morning, Ken, about students asking for some money because of it's some kind of pandemic back pay.
Well, so take yourself back. Let's get in the time machine. Let's go back to March 2020. Right, the world starts to learn about COVID, and everything shuts down, and everyone starts to try to adapt.
Right.
You go online. Schools, a lot of schools went online. Higher education went online. Colleges and universities switched from in-person classes to online instruction, much like workplaces did. They went from in-person at the work to, utilizing the internet to get your stuff done. Students say that's not enough. We paid for college and we want our money back because we didn't get it. The Michigan Supreme Court heard arguments last week involving lawsuits brought against 3 state universities by students wanting to be reimbursed for money that they spent for a college education, but they feel like they didn't get that in the spring semester. There are other lawsuits making their way through lower courts against 6 other universities, including University of Michigan, Michigan State University, and Wayne State University, saying that the universities had a contract with the students and they didn't fulfill it. That's what the students say and their attorneys.
I mean, it makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Because if you think about a large number of the college classes, they're very costly. But 2, there are a good number of the classes that have lab time. Like you do, say, a chemistry class. Well, you can't really do chemistry class in your college dorm room. Well, you could, but there's a lot of different things that happen during the instruction that maybe need a little bit of hands-on time, and if not getting that. Plus, if you go through the catalog of classes in schools, some of the schools that are classes that are like electives that are online, much cheaper. So if you feel like you're getting shorted, I mean, I think it's very valid. I think it's a very valid argument. I'd like to see what the universities have to say to argue back on that one.
Attorney Paul Hudson represents Eastern Michigan University. In court, he dismissed the plaintiff's claim that the students didn't receive the education that they paid for. The claim, he said, was premised on the promise of an in-person live instruction in a brick-and-mortar classroom. That promise does not appear in the written contract. All they were promised was an education. They weren't promised in-person live instruction. And in many cases, I mean, you see this in grade school, you see this in high school, you see this in college. The lectures are already taped.
Sure.
You have to go. The book's already written. So, I mean, if I get a book for a class, I didn't get live instruction. I got book instruction. I meant, should I pay a different wage for that or some for that?
I will say I took some classes and the teacher was like, "Yeah, you don't need that book.
Yeah,
I'm just going to do the lecture and this." Yeah. What my tactic was when I was in college was go to the first day of class without buying the book. Because the first day of class is usually you get the syllabus, you do all that, and then I just ask the honest question: how much of the book are we actually going to use? Are we going to use? If we only use 30% of the book, I will pay to have someone else's book copied, or I will just pair up with somebody in the study session and do that, because I'm not going to pay this $150 or whatever it is for a book that I can't then sell back.
Yeah. See, I trusted that the requirements were current and accurate.
So you trust too much.
Well, I did. I mean, it's like the professor said, get this book, be ready for my class on day 1. That's what I did.
Well, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Put yourself not in the student's perspective.
Okay.
Put yourself in the teacher's spot.
Okay. They don't show up to classes anyway,
well,
right?
Yeah, but think if you're a teacher.
Okay.
Do you feel that you could, depending on the coursework, but
Yep.
do you feel that you could give the full amount of instruction, the I guess the full teaching in the semester if you were just doing it all online? Because I will say that first there was a lot of speed bumps of getting that online and getting that all figured out. Once we had finally figured out Zoom, it took us a little while, but once we did, we were able to get the instruction. But do you feel you could teach and you would give them their money's worth?
Unequivocally. Yeah, because you're just conveying knowledge. I mean,
What if you were an auto mechanics teacher?
yeah.
Do
Yeah,
you
you'd
feel like you'd get the same amount of instruction too, and actually the students get the same thing? Because like if you think of auto mechanics in a lot of manufacturing, welding, and some of those classes that you take in a college, things that take that hands-on approach and show the instructor your work, not just a math problem and an English class. There's a lot of that lab type work that needs to be seen, and if you're doing it right.
Answer doesn't change because, I mean, think about it. There's this thing called YouTube right now.
Right.
And if I want to change something on my car and I have never touched the under the hood of the car before, I know if I get the right part and I have the right information plugged into YouTube, there will be somebody's video to show me how to do it. And 9 times out of 10, it works.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, I think it works. But you bring up a good point of that spring, were they prepared for it? Did they have all the online recesses? Did they, or access and resources? Did they have school in a box ready to go? Probably not.
Probably not.
Probably
They probably got shorted on that. And because, if you told me, well, you're going to do this auto mechanics class, you're going to do this welding class, I'm going to give you all the materials and give you all the places where you can go in order to do and use this equipment. But I don't have an arc welder sitting in my backyard that I can use to do that. I don't have a hoist to hoist up my car and the toolbox of wrenches readily available to me.
God, I love engine hoists.
Right.
Yeah.
But if I'm not getting that equipment and those things, English class, an English class is an English class. Nothing against English teachers, but you're right. It's a lot of that stuff is in the book.
Yeah.
And the instruction could be in a lecture, and that hands-on, even one-on-one time can still happen.
Instead of money, maybe they give them a free class. They can audit. Like you feel like you didn't get it. Come on over. You can weld alongside everyone else.
You feel like you didn't get enough
for the supplies, and you'll be fine.
You didn't get enough schoolwork. How about you take another class?
Come on.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I would say no to that as well. Oh, you feel slighted? Oh, just take it. Sign up for another class. Come on.
Yeah, it's certainly an education in getting what you paid for. I do feel for the dorm stuff, and I'm sure some higher institutions, if they sent the kids home and they closed the dorms, I mean, they had to buy food. They had to have the stuff ready to go. Who knew that was going to happen? But they should give some sort of something back.
Yeah.
If you didn't use it and couldn't use it.
Like a 12-pack of beer.
Not allowed to use it. Yeah, 12-pack. That's not much.
No, I mean, you can also say that they got slighted from the college experience.
Yeah.
That culture, that learning of the, being on your own.
Sure.
That's another thing because I will say, you could high schoolers and elementary teachers and all that can definitely speak to this, is that they feel like they took a step back socially for a lot of these.
Or you could look at it as they got a different, new, unique experience that had never been offered to others before. Here's a pandemic, all the ills that come with it. Be ready.
You should be in the PR for these companies. You're able to spin all these things into the right direction.
Different perspectives.
It's different perspectives that go into the other direction for somebody else. Love to know what everybody else thinks about this. I mean, who do you think wins?
Should the students get the money back if they didn't get the full college experience?
Because they're looking for a decent amount of money
that they expected, the full experience that they expected. They got an experience, all right.
Right.
They just didn't get the one they thought they were going to get.
Yeah, because I'd like to see because there's, of course, with any syllabi or whatever that they write or the promissory note or whatever that they signed, there's probably a little verbiage in there that says, if anything happens, you still get your education. So I don't know. I think I don't think pandemic was written in there.
No,
anywhere. So
acts of God and all that other stuff probably not in there.
Who
knows?
Let us know what you think. You can feel free to reach out. 925 WSJM, email let's talk at WSJM.com. You can comment on our Facebook page as well, because this is something that, just like these strikes and other things that are happening, this is something that I think could trickle down even to other places as well. This is just in the state of Michigan. This could happen nationally.
Yeah.
Especially as people are now starting to pay their student loans back again as
they're
well.
on the hook for that.
That's probably another thing that they're thinking, like, wait a minute, I got to pay back my student loans. What about that whole year that I pretty much didn't really go to class? Can I get a little bit of a discount there?
Yeah.
So it definitely makes sense. We'll catch you up on some other things here in just a little bit, more news, as well as your Bloomberg Market Minute. That's next. It's the morning show on 94.9 WSJM.
Just as the roots of a mighty oak run deep, Sturgis Bank is committed to seeing our hometowns.
So continuing on the college thing, one of the justices that heard a lower argument said they compared the college student situation to an airline dealing with weather problems that required rerouting the passengers around the country. And he said, isn't that what's happening here? It's not exactly what they thought they were going to get, but at the end of the day, you delivered an education. Isn't that the answer? So they paid for an education. They got an education. Wasn't what they thought they were going to get, but they got it.
Yeah, they spent 6 hours in the airport that they weren't planning on doing, but hey,
that
they
happens
got there
all the time, and you feel rage at the time, but then you get home and it's like, boy, that was an experience.
Yeah, that is a wasted 24 hours that I had. This is why I don't fly. I'm just going to take a bus everywhere I go. I mean, yeah, I can't go overseas, but I'll just take a boat.
I've done that because I didn't want to deal with the airport. Just drive.
Yeah.
Just drive.
That's what John Madden did.
Did he?
Yeah. John Madden, a longtime color commentator for football, he was afraid of flying.
Oh.
So he bought a really, really nice tour bus.
Yeah.
And he just toured around the country. So every time he had a Sunday afternoon football or Monday night football or whatever it was, he'd just drive to the next location.
That'd be fun, kind of like rock stars.
I would love that.
Yeah.
I would love that because for that, each week where you're going to go.
Yep.
You plan your route. You get there when you get there, I got to be there by Wednesday for the planning meetings for the big game on Monday and do some interviews. Boom.
Well,
Easy.
this is in this day and age, you could do the planning meetings and everything else virtually.
Yeah. It's like, I got
simple.
Wi-Fi on my bus.
Yeah.
I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
So
I don't mind that.
Yeah, that's what
airlines are they're just buses in the sky. That's all they are.
Yeah.
They're just buses in the sky, and you don't know who you're going to sit next to, what it's going to smell like that day.
Well, because you have some airlines that are going for the comfort and luxury, and then you have the other ones that are like, well, it's a short flight.
I don't like those.
Let's just basically be like the simple, almost like a school bus.
Yeah.
Where it's just like basic seats, and we'll get you there.
It's kind of funny. You don't have to wear seatbelts in a bus, but you do in a plane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why don't you have to wear a seatbelt in a bus?
Apparently the physics of it work so that you don't get thrown around as much unless you go like really bonkers and
I don't know.
You've got more to worry about.
I've hit speed bumps before on a bus when I'm on a bus, and if I'm standing up in my seat.
It was probably the bus lobby that said, those seatbelts cost money. Boy, you have to carry those seatbelts around. Yeah. It's going to take gas.
I've wanted to buy
a diesel.
I want to buy a school bus.
What you can do with it?
Convert it into probably like a house.
Yeah.
Yeah. I always like every time I see them on Facebook Marketplace, somebody that's like started to convert a school bus, whether it be a short bus or the regular size, and they convert it into like a camper.
Like van life.
Yeah, van life.
Yeah.
But then the other thing is you have to think about when you do buy one of those is that you also need to be able to drive a bus.
Yeah.
And parking, getting somewhere. I mean, most truck stops and stuff like that. But just imagine like you're going to your friend's house, and they live somewhere like in a city, and they live on a side street somewhere, and it's really hard to get to.
Well, we did that this weekend. Friday afternoon in Grand Rapids, the GPS took us down a street to go to our location. In the middle of the street, the street goes through, but it stops becoming a two-way and becomes a one-way going the other direction. So I can no longer go forward.
Oh.
So if I'm in a bus, what would I have done? can't turn around. Would have
No.
had to back the whole way because it's very narrow.
You can't get off there? Turn right?
No. No.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's very weird. Yeah, so I just turned around and backed up into the place I wanted to go.
See, you could do that in a car. You could not do that in a bus.
Could not do that in a bus.
Interesting.
Yeah.
We got your Bloomberg Market Minute here, and then we'll get to news here in just a moment. Hopefully everybody's having a good time this morning, enjoying whatever you're doing, whether it be a cup of coffee, breakfast,
or the Violent Femmes.
Or the Violent Femmes.
I wasn't supposed to video.
Oh, you weren't?
Well, I don't know. It's so good.
Did they tell you not to?
You know, somebody told me there was a sign, but I didn't see it. And I saw all kinds of people with phones up. So I took a video. That was great. Yeah. I'm not going to sell it.
At least that's a lot better than the, hey, you got to leave your phone in the lobby or whatever.
Oh, no, we did that at the Jack. Yeah, we did that at the Jack White concert at the Masonic Temple or whatever. Had to put it in a magnetic bag and hang onto that stupid thing the whole time.
Nope.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
It made for a cool show.
Yeah, for a cool show, but what if you got an emergency call? You got to use the combination to open that thing back up. All right, let's get back to the show.
High interest fees. On Friday, the Fed reported that the average annual interest rate consumers are paying on credit cards has hit a record high of 22.8%. That's up 6.5% from just last year. Dan Schwartzman, Bloomberg Radio.
The Morning Show with Jonny and Ken on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
Hey, good morning. Just about 7:30. Sit down. You can show me your pictures later. Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
And that's from pretty high up.
There's only one balcony. Sorry, I was
So
showing
the first
Johnny
balcony?
a picture of the sheet music from the concert on Friday.
So you were first balcony.
Yeah, first
and then
balcony.
you on the side, so you
on
could
stage left.
Okay.
Yeah.
Stage left or house right?
Stage left.
It's the same thing.
Or house right, same thing. Yeah. As a performer, I call it stage left.
Oh. As a performer. Where'd you perform?
Here.
Oh. I don't think this counts.
Okay.
All right, we got a lot to get to this morning. Let's find out what's happening in the news.
WSJM News Now. Team coverage from the WSJM Newsroom on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
In the WSJM Newsroom, I'm Ken Lundberg. The Growing Michigan Together Council is preparing to send recommendations for growing the state's population to Governor Gretchen Whitmer. The council has held meetings all over the state with the body, and they divided into several working groups. We had representation on the infrastructure committee, and we'll tell you more about that at 8 o'clock. Some of their recommendations included investing in existing infrastructure rather than building new, and also thinking about how to pay for road maintenance with a new electric vehicle tax. So we'll watch that. Holtec International has submitted a filing with the Nuclear Regulatory Commission to formally begin the process of restarting the Palisades nuclear power plant in Van Buren County. Holtec representative tells us this gets the ball rolling on securing a license for Palisades to restart. They say if everything falls into place, they could be operating again by late 2025. And coming soon, the next Whirlpool Corporation appliance sale. It's a 2-day sale, October 28th and 29th, and it is to benefit the United Way of Southwest Michigan. They will have a wide selection of home appliances available at discounted prices. On October 28th, the sale runs from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. On the 29th, it's from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. It's going to happen at the Benton Harbor Technology Center on Riverview Drive. The event is a major fundraiser for the United Way of Southwest Michigan. In the WSJM Newsroom, I'm Ken Lundberg.
That's always nice stuff, too, those appliances when they're selling that. Man,
very nice.
Good deals.
Beautiful.
And it all goes to United Way.
Fresh from the Whirlpool Appliance Farm where they're growing them right here. Growing them locally.
That's awesome. We'll catch you up with sports here in just a moment. Let's find out what's happening around the state with the Michigan News Network.
The Michigan News Network.
I'm Beth Fisher. Michigan's Jewish community is speaking out about the developing war in Israel. Israeli military forces responding to the Hamas rocket attacks that began over the weekend. Sam Dubin with the Jewish Community Relations Council in Detroit says, speak up. Meantime, the parents of Detroit Lions linebacker Alex Anzalone are in Israel on a church tour from Naples, Florida. They're currently trying to find ways to leave the country. Thousands of Big Three auto workers are spending time on the picket line this week. The UAW strike is now on day 25. Canadian auto union Unifor and General Motors are still far apart on a new contract, with a strike deadline looming tonight. The Saginaw Chippewa Indian Tribe of Michigan is celebrating Indigenous Peoples Day. The two-part event includes the unveiling of a new acknowledgement marker at Ojibwe Island. Tonight's Powerball, $1.55 billion. I'm Beth Fisher for the Michigan News Network.
Have you lost Michigan Medicaid? At healthcare.gov, you can find a low-cost, quality health plan.
Do plans cover doctor visits?
What about emergency care?
And prescriptions?
All covered and more. Plus, with the new law, 4 out of 5 customers can find a plan for $10 or less per month with financial help. Healthcare.gov is here for you. Enroll today for coverage starting the 1st of next month. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
What you don't know can hurt you. HireItDone.com.
I'm Adam Helfman from Hire It Done, here with a quick plumbing tip for you. A lot of homeowners like to use drain cleaners on their clogged sinks and tubs without realizing the potential harm it can cause. Drain cleaner is highly caustic and can wear away your pipes over time, resulting in a costly repair job. Next time you have a clog, you're better off opting to snake the drain instead. If you're looking for a great plumber, just head to HireItDone.com.
This morning, retaliation against Hamas for the surprise, deadly weekend attack that left more than 700 Israelis dead. ABC World News anchor David Muir is in Tel Aviv with the latest.
The Israeli Defense Ministry declaring a total siege of the Gaza Strip. No power, no water, no electricity. They say they're dealing with barbaric terrorists and that we will act accordingly. And this is Israel's 9/11.
Many of those killed were at a music festival. Noam Menket was one of hundreds who ran for their lives when the attack began.
You just keep running because you realize that if you don't keep running, then you don't go back home.
There are at least 100 people missing, many of them believed taken hostage, including Sasha Ashayev's sister Karina, a member of the Israeli Defense Forces.
We don't know what they do to them, if they are human with them.
At least 4 Americans are among those killed, and unconfirmed reports that Americans could also be among those now being held hostage in Gaza. Sherry Preston, ABC News.
In the NFL from Sunday, Jared Goff had 3 touchdown passes, and David Montgomery had 109 yards rushing and a touchdown in the Detroit Lions' 42-24 win over the winless Carolina Panthers. The Lions are at Tampa Bay next Sunday. Elsewhere, it was the Colts over Tennessee 23-16. Monday Night Football tonight had.
Did you watch any football yesterday or over the weekend?
Not on purpose.
I watched the Michigan game.
How was it?
That was a good one.
They win?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, they whooped on them. Just another good one. And then Michigan plays again back at the big house. And then this weekend. And then yesterday, watched the Lions for a little bit. That was a good game. Lions are solid. And then last night I stayed up a little too late and watched Cowboys and 49ers.
Oh.
That was a blowout.
Really? Who won?
The 49ers. Not expecting it because the Cowboys are pretty good and their defense is really good. But yeah, they jumped up. It was like 41-10 at one point.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. I didn't even check and see what the final score was, but man, it was crazy. The one player, the crazy part about it is not only they have a ridiculously good team, a bunch of really awesome players, but the biggest surprise continues to be their quarterback for the 49ers.
Yeah.
Brock Purdy came in last season as Mr. Irrelevant, which Mr. Irrelevant is the last person picked in the draft.
Oh, no.
And he was like the second or third string quarterback last year. And he moved up because of injury and ended up playing ridiculously well. Still continues to play well. He's undefeated in his time playing quarterback in the NFL. Undefeated.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, between last season and this season, he's never lost.
So he came in with low expectations and over-delivered substantially.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, he got injured. The sad part was he got injured last year.
No.
He tore his UCL.
Ouch.
Yeah, and he had to get Tommy John surgery or something. Or actually, I think they were able to repair it without going too drastically into that.
Isn't that an underwear brand?
Yep.
Tommy John's?
Mhm.
Okay.
But also a surgery for the
But also
elbow.
a surgery.
Yeah. Why they were able to make that happen? I don't know if the same guy was able to make both things happen. Like, hey, I'm going to get my name on a type of surgery, and then also, you know what I'm going to do? I might as well put my name on underwear too. Why not? I'm just everywhere in the news.
Got you covered top to bottom.
Exactly. But yeah, he had to get some repair, but he was able to play at the beginning of the season. They said he's never lost a game in the NFL that he has finished as far, because he got injured in that one in the playoffs. So they kind of don't count that. But during the regular season, never lost.
That's nice. So
good
for him.
But he doesn't get paid a lot is the sad part. I think he only makes, because you got all these players that are making like, $200,000-$300,000, maybe even $1 million a game. He's making like $400,000 a year.
God, that poor guy.
Yeah. Well, if you compare it to everybody else, you're on the field and you're looking at it, and you're like, man, I'm winning all these games.
He should organize a walkout.
He should. He just show up and he's like, you know what? I'm not going to show up for work today.
Oh boy.
He could hold out. A lot of players do that. There's a lot.
Well, once you prove yourself like that, then you have an opportunity to renegotiate, right?
Yeah, maybe right in the middle of the season, he's just like, you know what?
I don't know about that. I mean, you sign up to play.
My guess is this year, during the offseason, my guess is there was incentives written into his contract.
Show me the
just
money.
Let's just make a couple amendments for things. So, like, if you start the game, you do this, you do that, you get $1 million.
Thinking about, we were talking last week about high school students getting endorsements and getting contracts, the name, image, likeness. And can you now imagine a scenario where the last draft, the irrelevant draft pick, is now competing for an endorsement contract with a high school quarterback? Right? You're competing.
Right. Yeah.
Who's got the bigger followership on social media?
Yeah, it's crazy to see now that even in college where they're like saying, you know what, I'm not even going to go to the professional sport.
Make too much money there.
That's happening. You see the really good quarterback for USC he won the Heisman last year, probably going to win it again this year. He's one of the best players, probably going to be the number one pick in the draft. And he said, you know what? I think I'm going to stay in college, not even finish out my education. He's not really focused on that. He's just like, yeah, I'm going to go back to school because I can make more money here than I can there. And also I'm on one of the best teams in the nation. And what's going to happen when I go to the NFL, I'm going to be one of the worst teams in the nation because the number one pick always goes to the worst team. So, and that's also happening in women's basketball. Caitlin Clark is a really, really good basketball player, actually probably the best basketball player, boys and girls, in college basketball right now. And she said, you know what? I'm not going to go to the WNBA yet because I'm making more money here than I am on there.
Yeah.
So the professional sports need to look at, where are we going to make some money?
It would be nice if instead of focusing on fame and fortune, they do focus on betterment of society through education, et cetera.
Sure.
I don't know.
Yeah. So, I mean, I like the idea of, okay, I'm making money in college, but like they should be focusing on like, oh, great. Not only do I get a scholarship, I'm making money.
Yeah.
Maybe I really should finish my education. I don't have to focus on, because that was the thing before is that a lot of players went to the draft because they were like, well, yeah, I got free college, but I still got a lot of bills to pay.
Yeah.
My family's needs some money.
Yeah.
This big payout could be a big help for them.
Yeah.
Now they're getting that in college. So it's like, yeah, okay, I have no stresses. I can finish my education and the professional sports will be there in the future.
Yeah.
All right, let's get back to the show.
Okay.
We still got a lot of things to talk about here this morning.
Today, we're back to rain. I'm meteorologist Carrie Peugeot.
Hi, this is Pat Moody, and you're listening to The Morning Show with Jonny and Ken on 94.9 WSJM.
You know, all this talk about money between, the kids getting money for back pay for college. We were talking on our live stream about, the thing we talked about last week where high school players, there's a possibility that they could get name, image, likeness endorsements
Right.
of some kind. How is that? The bill's been introduced, right? Or
It's been
somebody's kind of
introduced.
thrown out there.
It's hanging around in Lansing. It could very well move.
Could take a while, maybe, or
It could take a while, or it could take a couple of days. I don't know. It seemed like it didn't seem like there was huge opposition to it, but yeah, I mean, high school athletes getting endorsements.
Mhm.
But I wonder if they get agents, they could actually steal contracts or win contracts.
Yeah.
From either professional or college athletes based on maybe the popularity of their social media.
Yeah, that's totally true because there's a lot of professional players that you have no idea who the heck they are.
Yeah.
If they walk through the door,
High school kids making more.
the guys that play offensive and defensive line for, professional teams, if they walk through the door right now, yeah, you'd notice that they're a big dude, but you wouldn't know if they were, an actual professional athlete.
Yeah.
There's a small group of professional athletes that really are noticeable if you're not a huge fan.
Yeah.
So
funny stuff.
It's interesting. But as far as speaking of money, nobody won the Powerball jackpot.
Whoa.
Now it's upwards of $1.55 billion. Jeez. I'm kind of getting tired of this.
Oh, come on. Cash value, $680 million.
Yeah.
$680 million on the line.
The fact that it's
drawings tonight.
More than half of the money.
15 hours from now.
More than half of the money is going out the door, and I'm not coming into my house. Like it's $1.5 billion, and I'm only going to get 600,000.
You're doing the
or 600
landscaping.
million.
Yeah, you're doing the federal landscaping, federal, state, and local landscaping. You're doing the roads. Got the stuff around you. It's where your taxes go.
It should be like 25%.
Got a big fence, keep the neighbors out.
Right. Yeah. When it gets to when will I actually? What does the amount have to be? To where I would actually get $1 billion.
It's probably got to be $2 billion.
It's got to be over $2 billion because when it was $2 billion,
right,
the cash payout was only like 900 and whatever.
So close.
$1 million. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah,
that's like just saying, "Oh, you want that cheeseburger? Then take that, cut it into thirds, and you get the third of the cheeseburger. That's all you get."
Yeah. Yeah, but you have that much money. If you had $900 million, it's hard to keep track of it.
No, I mean,
you're not going to miss a couple of pennies here and there.
I wouldn't.
Yeah.
But it's still crazy to think about that cash payout is less than half of that big amount.
Speaking of keeping track of things, you want to talk about this museum in Wales?
Yeah, what's going on with that?
So BBC had a report. They had to file something similar to our Freedom of Information Act. They have the same thing over there. It's probably a different form you have to fill out. But anyway, they contacted a Wales museum because almost 2,000 items, including a sword, an axe, and a javelin head from the Bronze Age, are missing at their national museum.
Okay.
They have over 2,000 items that are supposed to be in the museum that are missing. You have a museum to keep the collections, to curate the collections, to keep stuff.
How does it
safe
get out
for future generations? And they're missing Roman ceramic tiles, a bracelet, a finger ring, a brooch dating back to about the 2nd century, also missing. Museum of Wales say no items of high financial value have been identified as lost or missing, but they're unable to provide pictures of the missing items. So they don't even know where they are. They don't know where they are. They don't have a catalog of it inventoried.
Really? They don't have it cataloged?
Apparently.
I thought any museum.
Well, it must have a catalog, but they don't have pictures and stuff like that. They just have like little written descriptions. Oh, old looking knife.
Old piece
Stone
of
Age.
tile. Yeah.
Yeah, BBC Wales Freedom of Information request revealed that a total of 1,921 items were missing. Museum Wales said it spent nearly 30 years documenting all the missing items. It took them 30 years to figure out what they were missing on its digital database from paper records. They expect the project to take another 20 years to complete. So they're only halfway through documenting what they have and what they don't. And it took them 30 years to get halfway through.
So you're telling me this wasn't like a heist?
No.
This was just like, hey, do you guys remember where we put that? I don't know.
Part of the report was, we don't think it's gone. We just don't know where it is.
Wow.
Yeah, so they must have like the Raiders of the Lost Ark big cavern of stuff. I don't know where it is.
Priceless items.
Yeah,
yeah. It's probably somewhere.
Got to go to that museum in Wales.
Yeah.
This isn't yours. Yeah, this crown isn't yours. It's mine.
Yeah.
Document it. Show me.
Just gonna walk out with this thing and see what's going on. Other things going on in the news. Did you see somebody broke the world record for the marathon?
Did not.
Chicago
Under
Marathon.
2 hours?
Yeah, Chicago. Well, really close.
Okay.
Chicago Marathon happened over the weekend. A new world record was set at the Chicago Marathon. Kelvin Kiptum from Kenya finished the race in 2 hours and 35 seconds.
Oh, geez. So close.
He broke the world record by 34 seconds, set by another Kenyan at the Berlin Marathon last September. So close. This either this guy or a couple of these two people that are really close to at that record point, they could break the 2 hour mark.
Oh,
Can you imagine that?
Yeah.
And in no time. It was also the sixth time that a Kenyan man set a world record in a marathon. Advances in shoe technology are being credited as the reason for many records being broken recently. It's got to be the shoes.
It's the shoes.
It's got to be the shoes.
They have little wings on them.
Yeah.
No.
You know all those accomplishments that you had? It's it's not the fact that you're in
training.
You're training in high altitude in Kenya and running. And it's like, nope, it's got to be the shoes. I just see the commercials now. It's got to be the shoes.
It is. Yeah. So Kelvin did this in 2 hours
and 35
seconds. Those 36 seconds that he could have made up somewhere. You think that'll drive him crazy?
Probably a little bit.
Yeah. It's like if I just got a little
I will
faster.
say that he sprinted like the last little bit that you could could see him. He was pretty much sprinting that whole thing. I don't think he knew that the record was coming.
Yeah.
I mean, he's probably got it on his watch or something like that. He's keeping track of the time, of course.
If he hadn't worn the watch, he could have made it.
Yeah.
Under 2
It's got to be
hours.
the shoes. Well, you can you can say the shoes helped him, but
What kind of shoes is he wearing?
I don't know. Wasn't that a shoe campaign?
Nike, I think.
Nike, yeah.
So they had it on the round track.
Yeah.
And I think they broke the 2 hour, but then it was thrown out because it was just a round track and all kinds of, I don't know what the deal was there, but there was a big old asterisk.
No, it's got to be the street kind of marathon. That's the kind of marathon that you need.
Wow.
Got all those factors.
And the wind, maybe the wind blew against him for a while.
Maybe.
Took that 36
that wind coming off there was a lot of wind coming off the lake over the weekend.
There was.
But yeah, pretty cool.
That's fast.
It's got to be the shoes.
Got to be the shoes.
I can't even drive 26.2 miles in 2 hours, especially in Chicago. That's what the Chicago Marathon really is the fact that you have to drive in the Chicago traffic.
Ooh. Yeah, there you go. Nike. Dev 163 shoes, a prototype which is not yet for sale.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's
got to be the shoes.
There you go. Nike's going to have a new campaign. They look pretty. Doesn't look like that. Do they have laces? I can't even tell if they have laces.
Wow.
They have those slip-on ones.
Okay.
Oh, they do have laces, but they're pretty fancy.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that guy's going to make some money. He's going to be in the next commercial. What's crazy though is like as soon as he got past the finish line, he just collapsed. Because he had just ran for 2 hours straight and 26.2 miles.
Sprinted for that long.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Well, coming up here in just a little bit, we'll talk about your Moody on the Market update here in just a moment. It's the morning show on 94.9 WSJM.
I'm getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20.
So am I, because I'm at risk.
Would you ever run a marathon?
Sure. Yeah. If I were in good shape. I mean, I've run a half marathon and that was exhilarating. Yeah. I did the Detroit one.
Nice.
You get to run across the border with Canada, go under the tunnel and stuff.
What if you get lost or you get tired and you decide to take a seat when you get into Canada? Do they say no, you can't come back?
Yeah, you have to take your passport with you, which is an
Just in
additional kind
case?
of a pain.
Okay.
Yeah, you got because on a running outfit, where do you put your passport?
Right.
They're not the same size as an iPhone, so it doesn't fit in that pocket.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I
So
just like curled it and shoved it in a
you
pocket.
basically gonna end up wearing a fanny pack then.
And I think you could also no fanny pack. And
no fanny pack?
You could probably take your driver's license now, the enhanced one.
Okay.
I'd have to check into that, but you'd probably be able to get away with that.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, especially because I mean, when you're wearing a bunch of running clothes and you're part of this, and you got a running tag and everything. I'm pretty sure the border police in Canada would be like, "Yeah, I think you're good."
Yeah, I'm just gonna run and stay there.
You're against fanny packs?
Yeah.
Why?
Because the name alone. I don't know. Do you like fanny packs?
I love fanny packs. I think they're great.
You should start wearing one.
I could. I have one. I'll wear one tomorrow, and you won't even notice. Yeah, I mean, you could wear that, or you could wear another one of those, like those travel things that kind of strap to your body. That's kind of secure by your chest. So it's basically the chest fanny pack. Yeah. So there you go.
Yeah.
So there you go, folks. Ken Lundberg against fanny packs for all you fanny pack
Hey, they're
lovers.
fine for other people. I'm just not into it.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's get
I
you
mean, I like
on the market
backpacks.
update.
Backpacks are great.
Well, it's different than
It's on your
fanny
back.
pack. You just don't like the name?
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Or the location.
All right.
WSJM.
What if it's on my belly instead?
Yeah. It's called a fanny pack. So, yeah. I mean, if you put it on your belly, that's fine. It's still a fanny pack.
Just learning on our Facebook page, if you're watching, Facebook and YouTube, Ken doesn't
And
like
the
fanny
X.
packs.
I don't.
Even in like
I choose not to wear them. I don't have anything against any other people wearing them.
Okay.
Especially if they have Band-Aids in them and I need one. That's great.
So if it was called something different, like
I still wouldn't.
a utility bag.
I still wouldn't. Yeah.
What about, how do you feel about man purses or merces?
I don't know. I've never really thought about them.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Do you have one?
I have the but like messenger bag.
I like messenger bags. That's what I carry my computer in.
Yeah.
The messenger bag.
All right.
Yeah. Carry important messages in there.
But no fanny pack.
No fanny pack.
All right.
Yeah.
Because this is a weird thing about the fanny pack is that you don't really wear it on your fanny.
I mean, what do you need?
You have it on the front.
What do you need that you can't put in a pocket? And if you have so much that you can't put in your pocket, you can't fit it in the backpack. Why do you have the fanny pack? What's in the fanny pack?
I think it's more style.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Style.
Okay.
And a little bit of because it's the in between size. It's the smaller, not as big as the backpack, not as heavy, and the weight is being carried by more like your waist, your core.
Oh.
And then it's easily reached. You just reach in, you're good to go. So
yeah.
All right.
They'll make a comeback one day.
They already have. I have one, and I'll if I can find it, because I've got it in storage, because it's not fanny pack season anymore. What I will do is I'll wear it.
Did I tell you this? I saw somebody wearing a cargo shirt. They had cargo, we talked about cargo shorts.
Pants. Yeah.
And people have tried to shame us into not wearing cargo shorts anymore, primarily the fashion industry. Now I've seen a cargo shirt.
Huh.
Yeah, same thing as like cargo shorts, except it's got the pockets and zippers and all on the shirt. I like it.
And it's not like a fishing shirt?
No. Well, I mean, you can use
like
it for
fishing
that, but
and camping.
It did not look at all reminiscent of a fishing shirt.
Huh.
Yeah.
All right.
Cargo shirt.
There you go.
Yeah.
Make it a thing.
I think it'd be
and I'll
fun.
be wearing my fanny pack.
Okay.
It's time for your Moody on the Market update, where we talk about what's going on at moodyonthemarket.com and on the app. And our Moody on the Move series is pretty great when you're there. You can see Zach East hanging out with Our Lady of the Lake, and our awards program, see past winners of 40 Under 40, Best Places to Work, and Bold Women of Business. Your Moody on the Market update is brought to you by our friends at Insurance Management Service. Call IMS today, your local auto owners agency with locations in St. Joseph and in Niles.
And voters in St. Joseph and the surrounding area will have an opportunity Tuesday evening to hear from the candidates for 3 seats on the St. Joe City Commission. The election is next month, November 7. Organizers of the candidate forum are the Southwest Michigan Regional Chamber and us, News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM. It's happening tomorrow at Silver Beach Center, Shadowland Ballroom, 6 p.m., and Chamber President CEO Arthur Havlicek will moderate the forum and hopes citizens will turn out or tune in.
Yeah, he says the Southwest Michigan Regional Chamber, in partnership with us, is pleased to invite you to this St. Joe City Commission Candidate Forum. Again, Tuesday, 6 to 7:30, right here on 94.9 WSJM. And I believe we're streaming live
Yes,
as well.
indeed.
From the Shadowland Ballroom. I'm going to have to wear my fanny pack then.
Yeah.
He said this nonpartisan forum will be streamed live, and you can watch it, and then it will also be rebroadcast and made available for on-demand consumption. General public welcome to attend the event if you'd like. They're also encouraging those interested to RSVP in advance through their Eventbrite page, and you can find links to that, I believe, on our website.
On
Check
our
it out.
website. And so 6 o'clock, the forum starts. I think they'll be wrapped up by 7:30. There'll be a brief networking event after that. But you'll hear it all live here on WSJM, and it'll be good. If you want to know about the issues that are happening in St. Joe and how the city candidates for city commission feel about those issues, tune in. I know Arthur's been working hard on the questions, thinking through what is it that we want to hear from our candidates about, and we'll have it here.
Yeah, and there's still a lot of hot button issues that that people want to know about. I mean,
Absolutely.
there's some people even too that are part of this that they were trying to get into the forum or into the city commission before, and they're still very there's some good positions. I think there's only one
incumbent. That's right, Brooke Thomas.
So yeah, should be good.
It'll be good.
You want to check out that and get more information, you can go to moodyonthemarket.com and the Moody on the Market app. Your Moody on the Market update is brought to you by Insurance Management Service. Call IMS today, your local auto owners agency with locations in St. Joseph and in Niles. And WSJM News coming up here in just a few minutes.
We're watching over you. IMS Insurance Management.
All right, that just about does it for us for this morning. Hopefully you have a great rest of your day. Hopefully we see the sun at some point today. That would be nice.
Maybe.
But it's going to be a gloomy fall day. So much to enjoy.
You've got your pumpkins out. You don't carve. You don't carve them?
I usually don't carve the
No
pumpkin.
carving?
No.
Okay.
No, it's too much. It makes too much of a mess inside the house. So I usually just put it out there.
We do outside carving.
What do you carve into it?
It depends. I mean, last year just a bunch of goofy faces. Usually try to do the traditional jack-o'-lantern. But I usually use my reciprocating saw to.
I was going to ask that because I feel like that the tools they give you not good enough.
You gotta
go
fine details and stuff like that. They're fine,
Sure.
kinda.
Yeah, but you can't cut through that
You
stuff.
can't.
Like for the initial, take the top off and get the guts out. You definitely need the reciprocating saw.
Yeah.
And then the jigsaw will do just fine cutting out those eyes and the mouth and all that stuff. Then you'd use the little tools for the detail work.
Yeah, I think that's right. But I do like those that are painted. Those are fun.
Mm-hmm.
The painting ones. But it'll be good.
Yeah, I have a few pumpkins in my front yard already, or not in my front yard, on my front porch.
Oh,
so they're ready to go. They're stacked.
Very nice.
We got a couple different sizes.
Oh,
it looks
excellent.
great. We're in spooky season at our house. Ready to go. Hopefully you are as well. We're gonna refill the coffee, get up ready for this next hour of the show. But thank you so much for those of you that joined us on the live stream this morning.
Yes.
All right. Have a great day. We'll talk to you again tomorrow.